Hello and welcome to Dream Team Coach TV with Betway. I'm Sean Burke. Joining me is Dream Team Coach Nick Elliott, Andy Taylor, and for his testimonial performance, Adam Jones. As always, the mystery word game is still going. If you don't want to know what it is, look away now. It's just one word this week as well. It's
just one.
No
Going back to
theme.
one.
Challenge.
Well, we're going to mix it up. We're not going to do a theme every week, but we'll dip in and out. UEFA have banned Man City from the Champions League for 2 years for breaching financial fair play rules. They've also been fined £25 million, which is about like 1 day's wages for Pep Guardiola. For starters, will this actually happen? And if it does, if they get punished in the league, will titles actually be repealed? Could that happen?
No.
No?
It's not going
Do you think it won't go that far?
No, of course it won't.
That is worst case scenario.
Nothing will happen. They will get away scot-free. They
don't
might get a little slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
A little fine.
I mean, what's 25 million in the grand scheme of things for City? It's a, it's a drop in the
That's the least of their worries.
You don't have people with that much money and that much power at the top of a club and then them get done that astronomically. I mean, that for them, for their business model, that is catastrophic. If you think the impact it's going to have on players leaving, I mean, Pep's come out and said he's going to be managing League Two. I'm sorry, there's no way I'm seeing him on the touchline, you know, Carlisle United away. It's just not happening.
And Sterling saying
yeah, I mean, all right. I mean, fair, we can't question that now.
I actually reckon Sterling would score fewer goals in League Two than the Premier League.
Yeah. It's the pitch, isn't it?
They drag him down to
be fair, you know, he always scores those ones that come across the box. We're just going to get caught up in the mud, aren't we?
He's waiting.
But no, it's not going to happen. I mean, if society, and this is, I don't want to go down a societal route here, but if society's taught me anything, it's that people with money get away with stuff. That's basically how it works, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If you've got a lot of money, you get away with it. And that's just what's going to happen.
Or
if
you've got good enough lawyers.
And I mean, did you see that photo of the lawyers?
Yeah,
it was like,
the heavies
more lawyers than their fan base, wasn't it? I mean, it was literally like 200 lawyers walking in behind the owner.
But let's say Man City are banned from the Champions League for the next 2 years. That means somebody else in the league is going to qualify instead.
Oh, they should scrap it. The race for fifth. The race for fourth is tedious anyway. The race for fifth is even worse. I honestly, I don't think any club other than Sheffield United deserves it this season. I was doing a bit of number crunching.
Steady on.
You boys are quietly having quite an average season, I thought.
We're top half and in the knockout stages of the Europa League.
You're better than top half these days. I was expecting sixth at least.
I mean, we're only like 5 points off fourth. I mean, it's not
the
worst.
So is Arsenal. So are Arsenal and Everton.
Yeah, but I mean,
Everton have a terrible season.
Yeah.
So Burnley.
Arsenal won in League One 5 years ago. Though,
that's true. So I think I put, as a Liverpool fan, Wolves have given Liverpool the hardest time this season, and I actually thought you should be doing better than your position suggests.
Fair, just not got a big enough squad.
Statistically, I think like the top four. I did a bit of number crunching earlier, and like throughout the Premier League, if you get around 2 points per game, you're guaranteed top four. So 76 points at the end of the season. Right. At the moment, Chelsea are sat in fourth with 41 points from 26 games. So they could feasibly, at the rate it's going, they could get top four with 60 points.
Wow.
Which is so far off a normal. I know that Liverpool are massively conflating what they're doing, and probably Norwich at the other end to a certain extent, but like it's just all so concertina that is,
Well, speaking of Chelsea, they're playing Spurs this weekend, and that could be an important fixture in the grand scheme of things. A few developments in that as well. Son is now broken his arm, and Mourinho says he's out for the rest of the season. I feel like I can hear Graz weeping softly in the studio as I say that. But I mean, Chelsea just lost to Man United. They're not looking great form-wise at the moment. But now Spurs have basically no strikers.
I think it's back to this race for the top four or top five that it's going to be with City out. Like every time I watch a fixture between sort of the contenders, I can't work out if either of them are any good. Like the Chelsea Man United game the other night, again, like I think United were just sort of the lesser of two evils to a certain extent. Chelsea were really bad, and United took a couple of chances. Yeah, and I think it's going to be around the same again on Saturday. Yeah. There's clearly no standout team in that sort of race.
Even against Aston Villa, Spurs struggled on the weekend as well. Yeah. So I mean, and now they've even weaker squad. So
Chelsea's reversal has been pretty, remarkable. Because I remember when we did our Christmas show, I said that they were almost the highlight of the season because they were good to watch and they had lots of young players, and it seems to have gone very south very quickly and quite negative. Like the Stamford Bridge crowd on Monday were. Well, mostly with Batshuayi, who obviously didn't have a great game, but they were getting really exasperated and a lot of groans, which compared to that at the start of the season when they were chanting Lampard's name even after a draw because they were just happy that it was heading in the right direction.
But regardless of their points total, they are still in 4th place, right?
Yeah.
So if we just strip everything back and we look at what Chelsea have had to deal with, they lost their arguably one of their best ever players, if not the best ever player in the summer, Hazard. New manager, a very new squad, a very young squad. It's a complete upheaval.
Yeah.
And they're in 4th place. And now, if they'd have got to this position now by winning the last 6, I think we'd be having a conversation going, Lamps is doing really well. I know that's how football is. It's really fickle. And their performances haven't been good enough. But all things considered, I think it's not the worst situation.
No.
What I would say, though, is that people are going, oh, you know, Frank Lampard's, because he's Frank Lampard, he's getting away with stuff. And I do kind of agree in a sense that, like, even I look at Lamps and I'm like, yeah, he's lost it, but it's still Lamps, isn't it? I don't mind Lamps. I don't know, maybe, I think it's true. Like, if you've just been such a legend in the game, you just do demand that respect. I know that's horrible, because a coach who's making his way up through the lower levels and he's trying to get to the top, that's so horrible for that person, but you just can't help it. Lampard is Lampard. It's like he does deserve to be given time, because you don't have a career like he has in the game. I know it's as a player, but to learn what he's done, to be as successful as he has, there's definitely a way that you can translate that to being a good manager. And there was signs of that at Derby. There was definitely signs at the start of the season, but it's like everything. We're not giving people enough time, are we? You know.
Well, do you think he will? Like, Chelsea are probably the most ruthless club in the league. Of all people, like, you'd think that Lampard they'd give a little bit of breathing room.
Well, they've got, you know, with Ziyech coming in the summer, like, they've got a transfer line already. If Pulisic comes back from injury already, like, I mean, it's like you say, Lampard gets a lot of credit, but I think there was quite a few, like the front 3 on Monday of Willian, Pedro and Batshuayi, like, I think that's not what Chelsea fans want to see, really. So I think if you look forward, maybe to Ziyech and Pulisic on either side, a new centre forward with Tammy Abraham as the backup option, because I think he's definitely good enough to be putting pressure on whoever the main guy is. And that's a bit more like it. And obviously you got Kante, Kovacic, lots of talent in midfield.
Yeah, Kante was injured on Monday.
So I think you already look forward to next season. You're thinking, right, the main starting 11 is definitely getting onto something good.
So you think it's likely just a blip, really, in their form, potentially?
I think
they're already thinking about next season, I think.
Yeah. The great Chelsea sides of old as well have always had an unbelievable spine. So you think like Mourinho had Cech, Terry, Lampard or Makelele and Drogba. Whereas, like, actually, if you look at Chelsea's spine now, there is nothing that really inspires you, and I think that's what they need to rediscover perhaps this summer.
We'll see. Anyone see the Maguire tackle on Batshuayi? Do you think it was on purpose?
Well, look, his post-match was...
He had a very...
Yeah, he couldn't even make eye contact, could he?
Yeah. I extended my leg. He
said he was like, he thought Batshuayi was going to fall on top of him, so he said it's like it's been, I tried to help him out by giving him something to lean on.
Propped him up.
Like, here, mate, grab onto this.
Just rest your on my studs, you'll be absolutely fine.
Did you notice he kept mentioning, like, I know I have got studs on as well, so it's not like the best thing to do. He was admitting that he did it and it shouldn't have been, but he was like, yeah, but I didn't mean it though.
Well, speaking of ball busters, we have a brand new series about busting balls. Well, not specifically that, but it's called Ball Busters, and it's about, well, you'll find out soon. She'll be up on the channel featuring myself and Nick. Keep your eyes peeled for that. So hypothetically, let's say Man City, it's worst case scenario, they get banned from the Champions League and they get punished domestically and have previous titles repealed. What would actually happen there?
Well, first of all, we have to send some league medals to John Flanagan,
Ali Sissoko,
Martin Kelly. They'd all be getting league title medals 2014. And most importantly, Steven Gerrard. Have to send one up to Glasgow. The slip, turns out, mate, doesn't matter. Didn't matter, mate.
Did you see that Gerrard was in the media? I mean, for what that's worth, but he said he was very interested in the ongoing investigations. Can you imagine? I mean, Gerrard. I mean, there'd be an opened up bus, wouldn't there, in Glasgow?
Just sat there refreshing Sky.
Yeah.
Come on.
No training today, lads.
Yeah. Liverpool should make a statue of him slipping, stick outside Anfield, and be like, "That's the moment we won the title."
How about for stealing Jurgen Klopp's thunder as well? If retroactively Brendan Rodgers was the one who actually broke the Premier
Our last
League
league
up.
title was actually only 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Klopp's doing nothing special.
Bloody hell, we didn't even. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be the biggest party Liverpool's ever seen." When they finally missed it, lads.
Nothing that weekend.
yeah. But would it be every City title? Because I mean that means that Martin Tyler's Aguero was all for nothing.
Well, I think it's only supposed to be the indiscretions between like 2012 and 2016.
Oh, I see.
Which is a shame.
What about?
Because imagine that gets rough. And also, imagine if bloody Jose won a title at United.
Yeah. What was it? Was it 3 fingers in the press conference? He'd had to.
Yeah.
Well, we can Photoshop that. We can Photoshop the 4.
Yeah. Respect.
all of like the last 10 years of like the main jokes on the internet would all just have to be like reversed. Like Gerard's slip is probably the biggest in my lifetime of like in social media, like the biggest thing that keeps coming up and like the biggest story, biggest joke. Imagine if it was just wrong. It was just reversed and it was fine. Didn't matter. That gives a dead rubber, mate. Gerard, you spend the whole pull your shirt up over your thing and have a nap for 90 minutes. Didn't matter. Won the title.
That would be catastrophic, though. Just an embarrassment for football if like a club can be that poorly run and get away with it for so long and affect so many people's lives and careers. If you think the amount of people that Man City have put to the sword and teams that have finished and have not won the league and managers have been sacked and gone elsewhere and like really like ruined their careers and stuff and then it's just like, oh yeah, but City weren't playing fair. See, that's it.
Well, we can give Sunderland the 2014 League Cup as well. They can have that.
That's true.
So
The Champions League is back.
Hey!
And so is the Europa League.
Come on, you Wolves.
Shut up. But you already know that. It's been a long break without Champions League football. Over 2 months or 3 years if you're an Arsenal fan. Earlier this week we had Atletico Madrid versus Liverpool to get us back into the swing of things. It was nice seeing Liverpool lose for a change.
5 months.
Just
since
5 months.
What I'd say is the last meaningful defeat, because we did lose to Aston Villa in the League Cup. That was.
Right,
I mean, they were barely old enough to buy a lottery ticket, so like.
What was the one before that?
Napoli away in the Champions League group stages, September the 17th.
So it's the Champions League. They're still vulnerable, it would seem, against European opponents.
Great stat.
Yeah.
Fairly mind-blowing, actually. Since the start of last season, Liverpool have lost 6 times in the Champions League, but are European champions.
Wow.
They've lost once in the Premier League since the start of last season, and we've not won the title since 1990. So
yeah,
that is
what's that all about?
When you put it in perspective.
Football,
like
You, as a Liverpool fan, you must be concerned about Atletico, though. They're like the one team you don't want to come up against because they really do give you the respect and they sit off and they love defending.
Yeah.
Most other European teams just want to come at you, showcase all of their like millions of pounds worth of striking talent, and they'll come at you and then you just hit them on the break with Mane and Salah.
Yeah.
Whereas these boys will just sit in all day long. I mean, we will happily just sit in and let you come at us.
I've got so much respect for Atletico, but if you are playing against them, it is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Like it's the other night was exhausting. I mean, they scored in the 4th minute, and you knew exactly from then on what they were going to do. It was 2 banks of 4, 4-4 effing 2, proper Mike Bassett.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Simeone stalking the touchline like this dinosaur, this Stegosaurus or something. Like he's just like he's this relic, and he's like this contagious energy, and it is you can see that the players and the fans, and it's just rubbing off on them.
I'm going to call Stegosaurus.
I don't know. I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Stegosaurus.
I was trying to not break. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I thought it might
Hard
be.
luck. It is a tough one.
He's not proud as such like a dinosaur.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I was going to call you earlier for concertina as well, but that's just part of your makeup, is it?
Well, it's just a word.
Got to put it in there
Just a
somewhere.
bit of flair. Yeah.
There's been a lot of reaction since Man City's banned from the Champions League, not least from the club themselves. Pep has said he would remain manager even if they put them in League 2. I wonder what that would be like.
So Pep, Scunthorpe really stuck it to you out there today.
More than you know. The big man at centre-half has the head like a breeze block, but the heart of a lion.
Well, it's a bit quiet out there today. Do you find it strange playing in front of small crowds?
No, makes it feel like a home game.
Kevin De Bruyne had a tough time out there. Is he struggling to adapt to the physicality?
It's tough for him when the opposition wants to kick everything but a ball.
Well, I saw him kick a few balls.
Oh, the ones between his legs, maybe.
Has the relegation affected your ability to recruit players?
No, we just made a signing.
Oh, really? When's the unveiling?
After his shift in Curry's.
Okay, is it difficult for the squad adapting to lower league facilities?
Yes. Pocket pies are no substitute for a pre-match meal.
Well, did the squad manage to get them down?
Yes. I'm so proud of my players. So proud.
Well, do you still think you'll stay with the club, despite being in League 2?
Of course. My loyalty is always with Man City.
Oh, well, thanks, Pep.
Thank you. Hello, I need 2 tickets to Barcelona and the stripiest jumper you can find.
It's the dankest part of the week. The lads submit a football meme to the Dream Team Instagram page and you folks get to vote for your favourite. Producer Graz, let's see what we have. All right. I haven't seen this, actually.
Oh, yes, one's mine.
Okay.
There's a lot on there, isn't there?
It's wordy. Okay.
Yeah, it is quite wordy. Apologies. So,
Alright,
so
the dog.
basically, the dog is growing tired of his conversation and then smothers him in his sleep.
Oh, I see.
I thought Arsenal fans, it's cute. You guys have got a positive goal difference again now. After
Yeah.
your big win this weekend, and a few of them are getting fairly carried away on Monday. So I like this little template.
All right. Next up.
This is like, Andy was just thinking, I could do that for the whole top 6. Don't worry about that.
So,
Yes, I liked it.
That was good telly.
Re-
actually.
It's just, you know what, mainly because I was the one that broke the news of Son's injury to Graz in our office. You know, big Spurs fan Graz, and he was not happy. I mean, honestly, for half an hour he was just chunting himself. And
he held off the news. He was like, "Oh, Graz, bad news." And Graz was like, "What is it? What is it?" He's like, "Oh, you're not gonna like this. Like, what is it?" Oh. All right, and last up.
Yeah. I like this guy that's just really happy at the. You don't usually see that pose at a funeral.
No, you don't.
Or by a grave, and I just thought, the main thing was everyone laughing at City this week. So I was going to try and put another little bit like murdered by UEFA or something, but I thought it might get a bit much.
Well,
But then I thought that might be too many words, and I saw Adam, and he'd written a whole like paragraph on his.
All right,
Yeah.
on to the results. Let's find out. In third place, Andy. Oh, you're joking. Hard luck, Andy.
Wow.
All right, that means in second place is Nick, which means on his testimonial performance,
Fair play.
he gets the winning meme.
Wow, so just writing loads of writing just gets you the win.
Do you know what? I quite
like
rate
that.
that though, because usually that amount of words, like knowing our Instagram audience, they're like, I can't read all that.
There
can't
was-
believe
there
that,
was
yeah.
a comment saying, "You think I'm going to read that much text?"
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
well,
but fair
apparently
play.
They were. The Premier League winter break is over too, and we've got some cracking fixtures lined up this weekend. Chelsea, Tottenham, Leicester, Man City, and the Arteta derby, Arsenal v Everton. What's your pick for this weekend then? Chelsea, Spurs?
I think it's going to be a horrible game. I think Mourinho is just going to make it really. I would actually recommend people just don't watch it. It's going to be that ugly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what Mourinho's already coming out playing the feel sorry for me card. He's saying that I've got nothing. He's saying that Troy Parrott's not ready. He's saying that the injury crisis is madness, and he's already trying to build that narrative so that when he plays 7 across the back, we're like, oh well, it's because he's been forced into doing it.
Yeah.
So for that, and we know Mourinho's so good at that, he'll be working on that all week long. Chelsea, don't look great going forward. I think they had like one shot on target or something against United. It just doesn't bode well, does it? I mean,
I reckon Eric Lamela house performance for the ages.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna have to come in now and fill it, and he really loves a house performance.
That battle of the bridge a few years ago, if we could get anywhere close to that on.
That
I know
would be.
It's a lunchtime kickoff, so they tend to just be half asleep still a lot of the time.
That's
but
why.
like,
you know that feeling of Troy Parrott not being good enough. I mean, when I watched Dortmund against PSG, and you see them bring in Claudio Reyna's young lad off the bench at 17, comes on, makes an impact straight away. I mean, why don't we really see that happening in terms of just giving someone a chance? Like, Mourinho is literally being forced into this. Like, he's your only recognised striker, scores goals on a regular basis at the lower levels. Maybe he's not showing it in training, but ultimately, from what we've got to go off, is performances at the UEFA Youth Champions League and the Under-23s Premier League, and he's banging in goals left, right and centre. So just give him a chance. Why is there sort of like a reluctance to give it? You've got nothing to lose. If you play Lamela up top on his own, he probably won't score.
Yeah.
If you play Parrott up top and he doesn't score, well, so be it. Why is there such a reluctance? And then you've got Dortmund, who are embarrassing everyone. I mean, Dortmund are the team that Man United want to be. They're the team that Chelsea want to be.
But like with Parrott, I mean, Kane got his break because Spurs' forwards were all injured.
Yeah, that's true.
And he had to play. It was probably under Sherwood, was it?
Rashford at United.
Or like that. But yeah, exactly. Like these guys got their chance because everyone was injured. They
That's
had
the
to
thing.
play.
They only ever get a nibble.
And then
someone's
Kane just
injured.
became undroppable because he was like, they were like, even at the time, it was like, I have to buy a new striker, buy a new striker. They were like, oh, hang on, this guy just banged in goal of the game. So
Even Chelsea, let's be quite honest about it. All of these boys are only getting their chance because of the transfer.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
I mean, if they didn't have the transfer ban, Lampard probably wouldn't even be there. You'd be having another big wage foreign manager who's managed at the biggest clubs, and he's going to want to bring in all of his boys over. It's weird, like British teams only want to play it young lads when they're forced into it. They're really scared of doing it off their own backs.
It's time to look at your weekender teams for this weekend, lads. So that's a goalkeeper, 2 defenders, 2 midfielders, and 2 strikers from this weekend's take it away, producer Graz. Okay.
All right, so
Andrew.
yeah, I'm just going for a little bit of a mixed bag this week. Obviously, I fancy Richarlison away at Arsenal, as I've said. Pereira, again, is my relegation candidate. Grealish, just unbelievable, man. Like, I just love what he's doing. And then, yeah, us boys, it's actually quite hard because we're going to be coming off the Europa League, so I don't know what system we're going to be playing, but Doherty, when he's fit, always plays. And we've got Norwich at home. Right. So... come
bottom
on.
of the table.
Yeah.
So Wolves
We will lose that.
Back-to-back bottom of the table fixtures for you lads.
Yeah.
Spain and England.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be a rough week for Wolves.
Yeah.
All right. Next up.
Here you go. Yeah, another bit of a mixed bag. Like the way the fixtures were, I thought you had to be a bit more adventurous. Yeah. So again, Sheffield United. I mean, trying to go for the clean sheet as they tend to do. I've gone for Bruno Fernandes. Thoughts on that, Andy?
Yeah. Oh, look, I've not slagged him off. I've not slagged him off. Look, great, and he's got a great dead ball in him. Fair play.
Cantwell's my relegation player, but I actually think he's a bit overrated, to be honest.
All right, Adam, let's have a look.
So I've
same strike force.
Oh,
Respect.
I completely forgot.
The Pepe bandwagon as well.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've gone for the Wolves boys, even though you're playing away, obviously in Spain during the week. I've gone from a relegation player in goal.
Right.
Ben Foster's having quite a good season, actually.
Yeah.
And I can't see United actually scoring that many.
Don't forget to submit your own Weekender team. So download the Dream Team app, submit your 7, and you could earn real money. Just make sure you do it before this weekend's fixtures. And finally, on to the results from last weekend. Our new forfeit system means that each weekender loss will be added to your overall tally. Whoever has the most at the season's end does the forfeit. I just hope you're all okay with swallowing knives. Okay, on to the results from last weekend. All right.
So, but this is what Jack's getting.
Word. Pepe.
Pepe 17 points.
Yeah, you
Strong.
got it.
Oh, that's
Although he had Shah, even though they were playing against Arsenal, like he was going against himself for a bit. But like.
All right, next up.
Who's done it? Oh, it's the Arsenal boys.
Decent.
I always fancy him against teams that are
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I was
they've done
concerned about that back two as well, but they've done me.
I could be in trouble here.
Bellerin, not with the 8 points there. What's going on
All
there?
right. Okay, and next team finally.
Can you
That was close.
Wow.
Very close.
It's all those minus points killing you.
3 points in the whole thing. Son did very well for you, and Aubameyang.
Oh, how did Van Dijk not get a 7+ rating? I'll hold the L then.
All right, hard luck. Hey, there is hope for Jack.
That's my first loss of the.
So what's
of
the
the new
standings then now? Is
system.
it 4-1-1, is it? I
1-1.
think my only loss is when you did my team, I think.
Okay.
All right, well, that's all from
Right.
us this week, folks. Thanks for joining us on Dream Team Coach TV with Betway. We'll see you again next week.
Ta-ta.
Sorry, we'll start again. Sorry, mate.
Facilities.
Oh, this is the worst I've had it in a while. This line is so stupid. Okay.
Did the squad manage to get them down?
Yes. Proud of my players. So proud. Let's try once more.
Did the squad manage to get them? Sorry, guys.